Welcome, racers and fans, to the Racers News Network Live, presented by Straight Line Performance and Automotive and Scotty Wheels Racing. Your hosts, Chris and Pete, bring you the latest news and interviews in the world of sportsman drag racing, including bracket racing, association races, outlaw, and no-time events. We are live every Monday night at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Take it away, boys. Are you looking for comprehensive solutions for your performance and automotive needs? Straight Line Performance and Automotive is a full-service auto repair shop specializing in race car fabrication, electrical design, chassis setup and alignment. Located in Hamden, Connecticut, they also specialize in aftermarket high performance and chassis upgrades. Be sure to look them up on Facebook at www.facebook.com/straightline, STR8LINE, Performance &Automotive, or give them a call at 203-415-5316. Scotty Wheels Racing is a veteran-owned and operated company that specializes in performance parts, installation, and tuning. They can build and design your chassis right at their shop in Hamden, Connecticut. They offer track and remote tuning for your electronic fuel injection and chassis. They are your one-stop shop, including brakes and suspension, chassis, engine parts, fuel systems, turbos, and accessories. They not only sell it, they race it on their own in-house race car. Be sure to check out their website at www.scottywheels.com or give them a call at 203-500-5995.
There you go.
Good evening, everybody. How are you? Welcome to Racers Network, Racers News. There's got to be something.
That's a great start.
Racers News
Great
Network
job, Chris.
Live.
Great job.
That's all right. Hey, I remember to play the music right this time, so that's good. I'm getting there. By January of next year, I'll have this 100%, no doubt in my mind. What's going on, boys?
How are you, Chris?
Good. How are you,
Scotty,
Scotty?
how's it going, buddy?
Good, guys. What's going on, buddy?
You pretend like I didn't just see you 2 hours ago.
It's a true story. Hey, did my part show up?
They did not.
Oh, man.
Nice.
No luck.
So actually, a lot going on. I guess we can really say things are starting to kick off. We had the divisional in Orlando. We have Belrose this coming weekend. Couple of news items here. The Midwest Drag Racing Series, like I was telling you guys a couple of minutes before we went on, has started Outlaw No Time. So that stuff is expanding. So
Yeah, I see they have Dwayne Mills's car on the front, Golden Gorilla.
Yep. So pretty cool that that series has started to grow rather quickly in a very short amount of time. So, and then obviously the other thing for us out here on the East Coast is that the divisional at ATCO has been given a date, whether it's a tentative date to happen or not to happen. Tell you in August.
How soon before that, have you guys experienced if one does get rescheduled? How soon will they usually tell the racers, that kind of stuff?
Well, last year, I don't really think we can count last year, but probably about a week or two, you guys are getting some notice, right? I mean, they're going with weather.
Let's use the race that was supposed to happen this weekend in Georgia.
Yeah,
Right.
South Georgia.
So they canceled that because of weather that they were supposed to get. They canceled that on Monday or Tuesday.
Yeah.
Maybe Monday. So that
It
was
was
a
Monday.
little less than a week. That's what they gave. But I did, much like all the races that got canceled last year that you can't really compare it because it's not a normal year. If this race at ATCO gets canceled, that's not going to be a normal situation either, because in my opinion, the only way it's going to get canceled is if the track is no longer a track. So that's not going to go like a normal cancellation would anyway. So who knows? Chris, if you don't mind, I have a gentleman that I connected with on Yellow Bullet, Aaron. He's in the chat section. First, shout out, what's up, buddy? And the second thing is he's out of Division 1, as in not in Division 1 is what I should say. He's over, I'm not sure exact location, but definitely a lot closer to the West Coast. So, Aaron, any races that you have coming up, any divisionals or anything, type it in the chat section so that we could shout out and give you guys some play.
Also, Chris, this weekend, if anybody's going to be watching on TV, Ducks race, South Georgia Motorsports Park is this weekend. They're going to start qualifying and testing on Wednesday night, and they'll start it's on flowracing.com.
Nice.
So that event will be starting this week. Everybody's driving down there right now. So
Awesome. So we also have our guest on for tonight. It's going to be Freddy Perkins. We'll be getting with you in just a couple of minutes. All right, Freddy, you can just sit there and look pretty.
just look pretty like you always do, Freddie.
You've got to unmute yourself if you
Unmute
want
yourself. We can't hear you. Bottom left of the screen. There you go.
Try my best.
to. There you go. So like I said, it's a tentative date with reality to be determined.
Yeah, that hit the nail on the head.
There's something going on at Immokalee. I just stumbled across it today. Although we knew this day was coming, it's still hard to write this. This coming Friday, the 26th, will be our last drag racing activity for at least a couple of months. Downtime will depend on how quickly we can get everything relocated and back up and running. Big project, lots of hard work, but they've made a commitment to keep it going. I said, I honestly don't know exactly what's going on down there. But
What's speculation, Chris? Are they redoing stuff? New owners? No idea.
no clue. Like I said, I literally stumbled across that about an hour and a half ago.
Maybe it's like a Lebanon. They're redoing like 60 to 330 or something. Or
It's possible.
Are they doing that this year?
oh, Lebanon?
Yeah.
No, they already did it. They did it last
They did
year.
it, right.
They did it last year.
Yeah.
So, but like I said, coming up this weekend for the NHRA Brigade, the second divisional of the year out at Belrose at No Problem, the 26th through the 28th. And I have a request of NHRA gods. Please make the daily run schedule big enough to read. I don't know about you guys, but I cannot see that.
They say eyesight's the second thing to go, Chris.
It must be, because that's
What's the first, Viagra? Just saying.
Hey. I know Freddie's on, but this is a PG show. Relax,
Yeah.
will you?
Well, remember what everybody says about Freddie is, John
I don't
Force
even know
ain't
the
got
poor guy. He's just got a
John
lot
Force
of room
ain't
to
got
poke around.
nothing on Freddie.
Listen, the first time Freddie and I really, really talked, I had my car at a Middletown car show, and he walks up to me and he's like, "Hey, want to run my Nova?" First thing he said.
Yep.
Fred, we have someone in the chat section said thumbs up if you're going to the Gators. Are you racing the Gators this year? Thumbs up. He's watching.
Well, let's just jump into it. Freddie, did you come home and get the 57?
I just finished putting the motor in yesterday, fired it up last night, and it's ready to go, ready to rock out.
He'll have his fuel tomorrow.
And my fuel, I'm waiting on that.
Yep.
Special delivery.
There you go. So joining us tonight is my buddy. I've had Freddie on numerous times in the past. He was part of one of the live shows we did at Englishtown with all the top sportsman guys. You know, very well-known gentleman on the East Coast, especially up here in Division One. Some of the most beautiful cars in his class, and top sportsman and top dragster, of course, past Freddy Perkins.
Thank you, guys. Thank you, Pete, Chris, and Wheels. Thank you for having me.
Thanks, buddy.
You're welcome. So we're gonna let Scotty do this one.
Why?
I hope you're prepared.
Listen, I'm good.
I'm gonna be picked on by everybody.
Fred, just so you know, on the show, we treat Scotty like a rented mule. So say whatever you want. It doesn't matter.
You could even say a redheaded stepchild because I can relate.
Right? Crazy. So, Freddie, tell us your schedule. What you got coming up? What you're going on? What you're planning to do? You're doing a lot of traveling now, I see, outside of Division One. So,
yeah, we just came back from Orlando last week. We did the I guess you call it the Winter Blast race or whatever. That's the first race. We got Gainesville coming up. We're leaving next Sunday or this Sunday to go down to Gainesville, do the baby gators, the gators, leave my stuff in Florida, and then do the Galat race at PDRA, and then come back up and kind of take a little reprieve. I guess they moved ACO, so that gives us a little bit of break, and then we'll do the first yellow bullet with the 57. And then Maple Grove for the division, we'll start hitting Division One stuff, a couple nationals, a couple divisionals. I pretty much do all Division One stuff, as you guys know. I might skip New Media just because I already have an out of division race. So that's kind of impede me a little bit there. And then September is going to be an every week. I'm going to go do national events and divisions all over the place. I'm just going to travel. So being retired is a nice feeling. I can tell you that.
it is. It is. So my question is, when it comes to two different races, one out of Division One in division, is it a money thing, a sponsor thing? What makes you choose which one? Like if you're not as worried about points.
Yeah, points is a big thing. Last year, if you guys followed a little bit, I was, I think, 3 or 4 points out of first in the country.
Right.
So I kind of dropped the ball a little bit, broke a tranny, had a couple things happen. So, this sport's it's crazy. Live and die by the sword. I leave my Nova and the dragster in a trailer at a buddy's house in Florida from November because I run the World Street Nationals in November, and I just leave everything down there. I got a house in Daytona, so I travel back and forth every month. The Orlando race in February doesn't usually get a full field, so I can use the Nova. Unfortunately, she's becoming a little bit more obsolete because it's a fat and heavy car, and it's a little slower than most.
So you made the switch to a couple of years ago to also running the dragster. How about that? How's that working?
It's a learning curve. The thing is fast. I mean, everybody knows. I mean, I've been in the fives with it already. We did a test run at Orlando 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, whatever the race was. And Orlando's so short, it's worse than Lebanon as far as the short shutdown. So I reached a handful of chutes at about 1,150, 1,200 feet. And I just got out of the gas because I'm thinking I'm at the finish line already because I was first time in the car in 6 months, and things are just happening real fast. I mean, it went 380 to the eighth. I threw the chutes, lifted at before 1,200 feet, and went 6 flat at 217.
Oof.
So
Now my question is, would you rather do that in like a Radio versus the World car, door car, or in the dragster?
if you got one for me to drive, I'll jump in. I got a helmet. I mean, I'll jump in anything. Everybody knows that.
I know. I agree. You will.
Golf cart if you have to, right?
Listen, I've driven a golf cart race. I'll do that. Yeah, I mean,
I'm just wondering the difference. Like, what's the feeling? You know what I mean? In the open air dragster, everybody says, I don't know, that it's not as much driving as in like a 57, like a door car.
Yeah, no, it's definitely the dragster. You need less skill, I guess, to say, and a little bit of less skill because it does point and shoot. It's a little easier to drive. But the rate of closure at the top end when you're trying to gauge your dial-in, I go from the 1,000 to the 1,320, and it takes me 0.98 seconds. Okay. So I have to start thinking at 800 feet and not at 1,000 or 1,100. If I think at 1,000, I'm already broken out or I'm not getting there. So it's a real fast rate of closure. But I love door cars. I'm a door car guy, no matter what. Right. I bought the dragster because I wanted to go fast. I achieved it. It is what it is. I still have it. I love going fast. I've been 231 in it. I think with the bell on the front and a little bit of work, because I still have a lot of timing out of it. My tune-up's real soft. I think I can go 580 at like almost 238.
Fine.
Now,
And I asked Division One if I can qualify for top alcohol dragster, and they said no.
if I remember right, didn't you do a couple of the pro comp races with the dragster too?
Yeah, I did one pro comp race. I signed into that for Dana's organization, which is a great thing. They had a 620 index. I go up there, and there's a lot of older school guys with the blowers and older top alcohol cars. And I unload this, car looks like a super comp car with a little huffer in the front, as Scott knows. And I unload, the guy comes over, he goes, this is a 620 index, right? I said, absolutely, sir. I said, yeah, me, because I'm retired. I said, absolutely, sir. Yeah, 620, I'm going to try. So I fired up, it sounds pretty good. And I drive it up when it calls to the lanes. The guy goes, you drive that up? I go, yeah, I'll drive it up. I make a blast. I go 622, number one qualifier. And the guy looks at me, and I drive it back to my pit. The guy looks at me like I had 3 heads. He comes over, he goes, scratching his head. He goes, did you just drive it up and back? I said, yes, sir. You went 622. I said, yes, sir. Are you kidding me? I said, I got a slip if you want to see it. So we ended up doing that race, qualified number 1, went to the finals, and I broke the tranny. And I'm not saying I would have won it, but the numbers would have shown. It broke the transmission 50 feet out. I was pissed, but it was pretty cool. So, but now they slowed it down to 640, and my car, I just went to Orlando, if you followed, and I pulled out a bunch of time and a bunch of power Sunday or Saturday morning, and I'm looking at the weather station and saying 606, and I'm like, okay. And I ran it down the track, and the guy went red, so I ran it out anyway, and I went 607 with a 0. So not a bad turnaround.
Wow. And we have a guy in the comment section that's taking credit for your speed. Some guy, Brian's his first name.
My brother, Brian Perkins.
Yeah.
Ask him how the torque converter is in the 57. He had a battle and boxing match in my 57. We were taking the tranny out, and I said we had to get the converter. And I said, Brian, just grab it. And he's a little shorter than me, if anybody knows my brother. So he decided to go underneath the car. And I said, make sure that converter doesn't slide. And next thing you know, I heard it sliding off the shaft, and it hit him square here and here. And I had to rush him to the hospital. He got 4 or 5 stitches, and he didn't get knocked out. So he definitely took a good punch. But let me tell you, he was dazed like a son of a gun.
That sucks. That's
36-pound converter right on his face, fell 18 inches. I go, yeah, that's not good. That's not going to buff out.
Were you going to try and do any more of the pro comp stuff this year, or are you pretty much maxed out already?
No, I'm kind of maxed out in a way, but that 640 kind of kills me too. I'm not to slow it down. I mean, I could, and people that know the car, I can go to probably maybe 700 feet. Well, last year at Gainesville, I wanted to make a quick test blur. I lifted 800 feet and went 614. So I mean, you
don't want to slow it down.
No, I'm not I'm not.
That's not in your blood.
No, I don't want to say Soul Freddy on the car for a reason. I'm not fast Freddy.
I'm dialing Freddy, slowing it down. Index Freddy.
Yeah, I'd rather run 610 heads up pro tree. Let's do it. That's to me, it's badass. But then everybody's like, well, then just run top alcohol dragster. And I told them I don't have Scotty Wheels money, so I can't do
it.
See, everyone knows your bank account, pal.
Jesus.
Listen, if I had his money, I'd burn all mine. If I burned all his, I have to call DEP because of the ink in the air.
I just spend it like I got it. It's not mine.
I heard Jesus Christ himself calls up Scotty for a loan.
Listen, fake it till you make it. That's my motto.
That's what I do. Try my best.
Fred, tell us a little bit of the combination difference between the Nova and the 57. I personally love the Nova.
You do?
Listen, the 57's a badass car, but
yeah, thank you.
That Nova is just.
That Nova needs twin turbos, and it's a bad bitch. Pardon my French.
Hey, if you saw the welds in that thing, you wouldn't want to put twin turbos in it. It's going way faster than it should be going. It's got great bleacher welds.
Oh my God.
The Nova I bought from a guy in Pennsylvania. I found it on Racing Junk. I absolutely love Novas. If anybody knows, I had one in high school. That was my first pass down the quarter mile, was in a Nova. I went 18 seconds. I was the shit back then. And so I bought it, and we put a 565 in it, tranny, all that kind of stuff. And it went 840s, consistent. So everybody's like, oh, you should run Top Sportsman. I didn't even know what Top Sportsman was back then. And so I got it out. I put a plate on it. It went 790. Thought I was the cat's meow. Right now it's got a 632. Cliff at A&C Performance up in Canaan. If anybody knows Cliff, great guy, good friend of mine. He does all my my motors for my door cars. And we just ran it at actually, like Scotty will get a kick out of it. It's an outlaw race down in, it's called the 352 Shootout in Gainesville. And we had a bunch of, street racer, I guess. I don't know what you call those guys down there. And we ended up putting a couple of them on the trailer. So it was pretty cool. And met my buddy in the finals that's got a Pro Charger. And I just shut it off at 300 feet because he was already gone. I'm like, I'll have a good day. See you later. But it's got a 632. It weighs almost 2,800 pounds, thanks to my Italian girlfriend, because it's a little heavier now. And
that's light. That's a light car.
Not for top sportsmen. It's not.
That car's ready for Super Street, Fred.
Listen, don't, Pete. I might be coming after you at Super Street because you know what? I could go like 164 in the corner with that car.
Well, listen, if you're scared of going that fast, I got a foot that'll put the hammer down.
Well, I've been 191 to the 8th, so I don't think I'm that scared.
I think you'll be all right.
So, but yeah, it's a good car. It's fun. Everybody asks me which my favorite car. That's probably my favorite because I won my first race in it. It's a cool looking car, and
it's gorgeous.
It's nothing fancy. It's a mild steel car. It's got steel roof, steel quarters. It's just a cool car. It really is. And like I said, unfortunately, it's going as fast as it should be going. If you look at the welds, I've been 742 at 184 in that car, and it doesn't like it. It does not like it at all.
Yeah. Is it a chromoly tube chassis car?
No, mild steel, 750 cert. Qualified at the Gators, went 747, never caught it, and dialed a 750, broke out with a 749 with an 8.
So it goes what, 460s in the 8?
No, shit, no, that car's heavy. Best I've been is 478.
So when you go to, let's say, Yellow Bullet, you run the 57 just because you can qualify a lot higher with that car?
I could get in with that car because Yellow Bullet used to be real fast. Not last year, before because they canceled last year. Jim Halsey preps Yellow Bullet, and
I know from my I race it when I race my
one stage in the 57, I went 428. So, and I've got, believe it or not, the motor's got 4 on it. I'm plumbed for 2. So, we might be seeing a second system this year. I got a little bit in the works right now. 4 rows, I've been told.
What's a 57 weigh?
2565 or 2570.
And that's obviously all chromoly tube chassis.
Yep, that's a Garrett Livingston car. Garrett Race Cars did that. Believe it or not, that car's 16 years old.
Wow.
And, it was Lee Atkins' car, and then it went around a little bit. And it's really not. It's more set up for a guy your height, Pete, than me. I can tell you that right now. I'm a little tight in there, but I just love the look of it. So no matter what, I'm gonna hang on to it for now. And it's got a 798 cubic inch motor, and that was Bob Ram's motor back in the day when he first ran that small of a motor for back then.
What does a motor like that make for power? I mean, I don't want you to tell all your secrets, but
no, there's no secrets. It's bracket racing.
Right.
I think it's just under 16 on motor, but like I said, it's got 4 guns on it, and I spray a 32 jet, nothing fancy.
Yep.
And the best I've been in that car was Virginia. 2 years ago, I went 661 at 207 on one system.
Now, when you said you got 4 kits on it, when do you just go up there planning on using one? And if for some reason the field is crazy fast, you'll start getting more involved?
My converter is optimum right now. I'm working with FTI in Florida, DeLand. Greg is the owner, and I'm working with him right now on a second converter to be able to run 2 systems.
Tighten it up a little.
Change it up. That car, he seems to think it should go a lot faster. I'll just put it that way. It's on the one I have now is so optimum I couldn't really turn it on a second system because it would just burn right through the converter.
Blow through it,
yeah. But what I do is, if I can't get there, I have a little button that's called the oh shit button, or I don't know if you guys can say that. I call it the come to me button because you're coming to me quick.
And that activates the second kit?
Yeah, a Viper that's this big.
All right.
So I used that. I used that at Epping a couple years ago. My buddy set the wheelie bars for me, and of course, it's good help's hard to find, as everybody knows. And he did the wrench upside down, so my wheelie bars were real low, and I had to run a good friend of mine, Mike Ciro. And next thing you know, the car comes out, it just spins violently, and I said, wait a minute, I got something I could use. I got on that button, and let me tell you, I started reeling in real estate, real fast. And I said, holy sugar, here we come. And he started whomping. I said, that's not a good option. Right by him. So I ended up winning the race using an override button a couple times. Hey, but on G8, you can't use that because it's against the rules.
Not to interrupt anybody, but Debbie Callenbach just got in the comment section, and it's her birthday. So let's wish her a happy birthday, everybody.
Hi, Deb.
Happy
Hey,
birthday,
Deb.
Happy birthday,
Happy
Deb.
birthday, Deb. You look great for 24.
Oh, I thought she was 23. I'm like, Ralph got it good. 23?
Split hairs.
Ralph married up. So any action with the Nova this year, or it's going to be mainly the 57?
I just
I
used
heard
it.
it's coming to Scotty Wheels races.
Yeah. Well, I got to see how it interferes with the division races because I think one or two of them actually interfere. Yeah, I did the Orlando race. I gave it back on the second round. I womped it and I gave it back like 38-10 foul like an idiot. I'll probably use it at Lebanon because Lebanon doesn't get a full field usually. And a couple open races I might do here and there. And then we're going to see what happens because, like I said, I have to pick and choose because I'm not traveling and not qualifying because I did that a couple times and that's not happening. That's why I'm driving back to Gainesville Sunday with the hot rod that's in the garage because I'm not going to not qualify because there's already 35 cars signed up. So I watched that pretty closely.
Yeah, looking at the entry list for the Gators, man, it's pretty heavy in a lot of classes.
You watch, I think I'm making a prediction here live today. Top dragster to bump will be a 30-something.
Really?
Wow.
If you look at the entry list, there's more 540s in there than I think that Chevrolet ever made.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's like indie type stuff right there.
Yeah, exactly. It's going to be
Wow.
It's going to be fast. I'm going to say a mid to high 30.
Now, is there power outer limits?
No. So you can have either Pro Charger, Supercharge, a centrifugal, regular route style.
Right.
You can have turbo, but 90% of the entries, if you look at them now, are going to be centrifugal. Whether it's Vortex or it's Pro Charger.
Right.
Mine's a Pro Charger, obviously, but like a Danny Nelson guy runs Vortex. Bertozzi, those guys run, Steve Furr. These are guys that just, they're fast. I mean, Al Kenny runs a root style blower, I think it's called, with the regular belt and all that kind of stuff. But it's fast. I mean, it's fast. There's going to be guys going under that have new combinations that they better turn it up, and they're going to be having aluminum coming out the headers.
Yeah. It's a long way to go to test too.
It's a long way. I know Brian was on a couple weeks ago with a good friend of mine, Brian Kymer, and he said something about going all the way down there. And it's tough. It's a long way to go. We're kind of behind the 8 ball up here in the Northeast because of the weather. Down in Florida, they've been racing since January already, so it's tough. But I got it down to a science. I leave at 5:30. I pull in at 11:30 at night. It's just a long day. Just go. Don't stop.
It's the only way to do it.
What else am I going to do on a Sunday?
Right. Now you still have everything else down there. You got the camper and everything right down there, right?
No, I have a 53-foot, that 53-foot trailer. I sold my camper a couple years ago. And the reason I went to that trailer is because I could put both cars in there, either the 57 or the dragster. I'm sorry, or either the 57 or the Nova with the dragster. And I can go to any race and, stay there.
Right. Okay, cool. Have you ever thought about making a motor change in the 57 to something other than nitrous?
I get that question because, a Pro Charge now. Yes and no. The problem is there's so much more work behind the scenes that goes into it. As Scotty will tell you, you can't just bolt it in and go. You got to change your radiator location, fuel location, headers. It's a lot involved, and that would wreck that car, I think. You know what I mean? I would rather.
And that Proline race cam Hemi is about 80 grand.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, if I had Scott's money, I'd have two. But
Back up. Yeah, the tow vehicle would have one too.
Listen, it's bad enough I have 5 motors and 5 trainees, and I'm an idiot. I never thought I'd be in a situation, but it's stupid. This hobby's worse. I should have did drugs, I guess, back in the day.
That's the problem is when you have an established racing program like yourself, for you to make a change, you're not just changing the bullet that's in the car, right? All of a sudden, all your backup pieces, all your converters, all your fuel system parts, they're all up for sale because it's a lot more than just the motor itself.
But I think it's easier than. I'm not saying it's easy, but you're talking you sell your motor, you buy a motor. Other than that, yeah, you're moving some stuff, but I mean, the power, as that you can make with a Pro Charger is endless.
Yeah, so I mean, my car makes a lot of power, obviously, but it's light. But it just, I think it would wreck the 57 look of it. I think that car just, plus it's an older build, 16 years old. So it's a rear heavy car. I'm 53, 54% rear weight where it's supposed to be the opposite.
Yeah.
So I got to move the motor forward. There's a lot of work that goes into it. Not only that, now you got to change your tire, because now you have to have a dash 20 suit versus a 15. Not that that's, I mean, $1,000 here, $1,000 there, it adds up. I mean, you're looking at probably, because a friend of ours in Division I was looking to do his car, and we had a long talk. I said, you're looking at 20,000, not counting the motor, easy,
Right.
minimum. So now you got, the motor for motor, it's 10 cents on the dollar, whatever you can get for it. But now, you can buy a turnkey APD Pro Charge motor for 50,000. So, okay, even if you sell yours for 30, you got to come up with 20. So it's still a $30,000-$40,000 swing, no matter what you do.
But then you got your gear drive, you got your blower, you got all that other stuff. So,
Right.
And then the major thing that you really can't put a price tag on is all your years of data that you've acquired with the program that you got.
Yeah,
That is not something you could put a price tag on.
And the weather does affect the Pro Charge car more than it does a nitrous car. Everybody should know that, because of obviously making your own atmosphere and all that stuff. So, in the dead of August, you could still be 1 or 2 off on your nitrous car, but on a Pro Charge car, you're off a lot. Right. You got to change the boost and all that stuff with, timing, but it does lose quite a bit.
And it's going to take years to figure that out.
And I don't have years left, man. I got 5 left, and I'm retiring. I'm done. I'll keep the Nova. I'll sell the 57, sell the Dragster, keep old blue, just go mess around, maybe run Super Street, because that's, I heard that's an easy class. A lot of ducks in that, I heard. And then
One that I know of.
Can't be hard, right? You just let go of a button. 3 lights go on, you go.
The computer does it for you.
Yeah, just go and then go.
I love it.
All right, Freddie, I want to bounce something off of you. The boys had a debate about this last week. The overstaging. We heard that came out of something that happened in Orlando. Do you know anything about that?
I'm going to mute myself, okay?
What happened? Can you explain what happened?
I'll explain.
Good.
Go ahead, Chris. Tell them what happened, and then I'll explain. I'll speak on.
Give me
On,
2 seconds.
my point.
Let me get this so I have it. Okay, so this is the clarification
Okay.
from NHRA. It's taking a minute. I got 3 computers going. All right. Policy update, overstaging clarification. If a driver or rider should overstage, and in parentheses, drive completely through both the pre-stage and the stage beam in the process of staging in any category during eliminations, that driver is not allowed to back up and restage. That run is disqualified, resulting in a round loss for the competitor.
Amen.
So 2014, Orlando, one of my favorite tracks, had a lot of success there. Second round, Jeff Pittman. Everybody knows Hickory Enclosed Trailers. Jeff's a friend of mine. I had, I'll give you a quick little story. First round, my father, he's not with me anymore, but God rest his soul, he gets on the radio, hey, something's broken on the car, wheelie bar's hanging. My buddy goes, you're all set. I go, what is it? So next thing you know, I let go of the button, wheelie bar's broken on the car. I got to make a pass. Well, Scotty's used to this, but the thing is going all over the place. I ended up winning round 1. Round 2, I have Jeff Pittman, does big burnouts, all that stuff. He went to go put it into the beams and rolled right through both because his trans brake didn't hold. Automatic DQ, you're done. See you later. Got to go. I got a free run. Got to go. So, I mean, that's the way it should be. If you can't stage a car, then you shouldn't be able to, see anyway. Just because you can afford to buy it doesn't mean you could drive it.
That's what I said. Thank you.
It's the truth. I mean, I see people all the time that, we race with that. I'm in the staging lanes with them and I look over and go, oh, shh. I don't know if I can swear, but oh God, here we go. I go, please, just let me get to the end. I don't care what he does. You just do your thing. I'm going to be on my side. You do your side.
Fair enough.
Go ahead, Pete.
I mean, anyone who watched the show or had a conversation with me already knows where I stand with this, but it's like we're beating a dead horse at this point. So we got Freddie's version because he's someone new. I don't agree with it.
He wants to let them back up and stage.
In certain cases, I don't agree with it. If I'm pre-staged, I'm ready to go, and someone goes through, yeah, I mean, now my converter's hot and all that stuff. But if I'm not even there yet and someone has a malfunction that they could easily fix, I want to turn on the wind light racing next to somebody. I don't want to turn the wind light on a technicality. It's just my feelings. With what you do, Fred, it's a different story because most of you guys have a lot more experience. They're a lot harder cars to maneuver. I mean, you're not going to have the average rookie getting into a 6-second top sportsman car.
You'd be surprised.
Yeah, well, I've heard that too, actually.
Like I've said, you can afford to buy it doesn't mean you could drive it.
Right.
But
in Super Street, you're going to have a lot more
novice,
first-time rookie novice, and we all know how much effort and how painful and how much money it takes to get to the track.
Absolutely.
If a guy or girl gets nervous, they slip off the button, anything stupid, as long as it's no harm, no foul. In other words, I'm not already up on the converter, I'm not staged, anything goofy like that. I have zero issue with them being allowed to. But now, if it's an every round thing because the person just doesn't get it, different story. And I also realize that the starter really can't, checklist. Well, this person did it once, this person did it 3 times. I get all that.
Yeah. So I think, you made a good point. There's some novice people. So if they do it in qualifying, no harm, no foul, because, hey, guess what? It's qualifying.
Right.
But the NHRA has to draw the line in the sand, because we all know there's black and there's white, but there's a lot of gray in the middle.
Sure.
So if they put the line in the sand, you can't deviate one way. Listen, I lost on a buy run. Did anybody ever lose on a buy run before? I did. I lost on a buy run. How do you lose on a buy run?
Why, you couldn't stage?
No, I do the burnout. I come up to the Cecil. I come up and I go to put it in the first beam, and Carl shuts me off. Carl, there's something leaking on the car, just dripping a little bit. Okay, I'll back it up. I was just, no problem. I'll just back it up. But let me take the beam. Nope, shut me off. I lost on a damn buy run. Who the hell loses on a buy run?
Wow, that's pretty.
And that's stupid. But Carl's doing his job, and I understand. But at least let me back up and say, listen, take it and back up and give me a hand signal. Don't run it. But guess what? Go back and fix it. So,
that to me is, listen, I know I'm wrong, and I'll be the first one to admit that I'm wrong, because the rule is what it is. I'm just personally giving you guys my opinion on why I don't like the rule. And I'm not the one who has to police it. So that's probably one of the reasons why I like it, because I don't have to enforce it.
But we respect it, because you like to race. You like to race.
And we all have our own opinions about everything, but I think NHRA has to make that decision and say, listen, there is no gray area. This is the way it is.
Right.
Sorry. And you have to kind of go with them on that, because you can't just say, well, today's good, tomorrow's not. It's definitive.
This person did it once, this person did it 4 times. I get it. I understand it. I just, like I said, the competitive part of me, I've always said, if I win a race, I want to start with whoever was last year's champion and go right down the list, round 1 through round 6 or 7. That's my idea of winning the Super Bowl.
Right.
And I don't want to win because someone, but a quarter of a second lapse of judgment, missed the button, something stupid. I don't want to win that way.
I just know if I'm number 32 and Manny Bojinga's number 1 and he red lights or rolls through and I win, I'm like, yes.
Listen,
yes.
Listen. Everybody ask you, what's the best round? The one you win. I don't give a shit. I want to win.
It is.
I mean, listen, I'm sitting here in my chair talking about how I want to win legitimate. Make no mistake about it. If my first race I go there and I get 6 red lights, I'm holding up the trophy and sticking my chest out.
So on the bottom of the trophy, does it say what happened, how you got there?
Nope, sure doesn't.
Okay, good, because I got a couple. They don't say anything on the bottom.
Nope.
The check didn't say anything either on the back. The check said nothing about how you got it.
You're lucky to get a check nowadays. Shit.
No. So, Freddie, since we started off breaking each other's chops, I got to ask you a question. And if you don't want to answer it, I fully understand.
I don't give a shit.
But last year, my first race of the year was the Lebanon Valley Divisional.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And I pulled out of my driveway. I made it about a half an hour up to the trip, blew the rear end up in my motorhome, tried to get it fixed, couldn't get it fixed. Well, we got it fixed for the next weekend. And I made it up there for a super street race. And all I heard about throughout the whole race.
Did you almost drown?
It's something about Freddy Perkins in a stream.
Yeah, well, it wasn't one of my brightest moments, I can tell you that. Well, first, let's get back to your RV. I heard you bought a new one, so who's got the money? Let's address
Listen,
that.
it's new to me.
It doesn't matter. New is new.
It's about as old as your Nova, in all fairness, but it's new to me.
My Nova's got rust. It shows his age. But yeah, so we were sitting there around, I think it was on Friday night. And we're just sitting, and I was, everybody knows I'm sponsored by Stoli Raz, but anybody doesn't know that. Stoli Raz is sponsored by Freddy Perkins. So we weren't even going crazy yet. And I said, you know what? Let's run the kayak down. So we had the camper and the 53 there. So we blew up the kayak and we drop it in the water hole at the end over by the small dirt track. And I said, well, how far could it be? It's not that big a deal. What the hell? Well, started, first of all, it got dark real quick. I didn't realize what time it was. And if I did it during the day at noon, I would have had a problem. But anyway, so I drop it in, and next thing you know, I'm going down, and there's some rapids back there. Don't let it fool you, man. It was pretty crazy. Next thing you know, it flipped me over. I'm on top of a log. I go, what the hell's going on here? So I get back in the thing, and I still have my wallet in my pocket. I don't know how this day didn't fall out. But I get back on it. I go down a little more. I get turned over again. Now I'm like discombobulated. Where the hell am I going? So it got dark fast, and I must have went by the turn where they were waiting for me. My girlfriend Carla and my buddy John were supposed to be there, and I must have went by him. I don't know. Next thing you know, I'm downriver pretty far, and it's dark as hell out. I go, what the hell am I doing? I go, I just retired May 1st. I'm gonna die. I go, this is not the way I want to go. So I'm yelling. I'm crying like a schoolgirl. Help! Trying to get the hell out of there. And finally, Frank Safar, if anybody knows Big Kahuna, he comes. I see a light, like it was like the second coming of Jesus. I'm like, holy shit, somebody's coming to get me. So Frank's yelling, I got you. I go, I hope so. But I was like, why didn't you come out walking out? Because everything looked the same down there, for one. And two, you're barefoot, and there's all these, everything's on the side. You don't know where you are.
Right.
So I'm just coming to find out I was about 500 feet, I guess, from this bridge that goes down like I don't even know. It was crazy. So they were too happy with me. That was the hot topic, I guess, of the weekend.
It was pretty, even the weekend after, you were still pretty popular.
My motto is go big or go home. If I'm not going to make a statement, who gives a crap? But so I made a big statement. And
in all fairness, that's pretty much exactly the story I heard. So you did good.
Listen, Wayne, a buddy of mine, he slaps the shit out of me. What the hell are you thinking? Then the trooper comes over. The trooper goes to my girlfriend, what's the victim's name? She goes, victim. He's not a victim until I get a hold of him.
Oh, God.
So, it was the smartest thing. But it just, just in clean fun. No, it wasn't even, there was not really alcohol involved or nothing. Just the rapids were pretty crazy. The, the darkness came in real quick. And let me tell you, that water got cold real fast.
The good news is we could all sit around and laugh about it. So that's a good thing.
I laugh. Listen, I'm 50 years old. If you can't laugh every day, something's wrong. I laugh all the time. I laugh at myself half the time. It don't matter.
All right. I got one more question for you. How many years have you been? Well, it's a two-part question. How many years have you been racing?
So I made my first pass in a 72 Nova with a straight six and two on the column, and went 18.3 back in 1986 or 87 at Lebanon.
Excellent.
And then I went from there. I jumped into motorcycles. Most people don't notice, but I did motorcycles, a CBR. Second time at the track ever in my life. I had a CBR 1000. Went to Lebanon on a Sunday. Won the whole event. I was like, what the hell? I put 11.3 on there and I don't even know what the hell I was doing, but I won. Then I got into VMAXs. I had a VMAX chain driven with a nitrous on it, of course, and hidden in the gas tank because Lebanon, you couldn't have nitrous back then. Yeah. So I was running 950, 960 on a motorcycle back then. And then I'm like, I got to do a car. How hard could a car be? It's a bigger motor. I had my black Nova. Most people know. The best I went with that was a 960 at like 138 street car driven on the street and all that. And then I sold it. Bought the blue car, but I dabbled over the years. I didn't really start running Top Sportsman until basically 11 years ago.
Really?
Yeah. So I'm new to this, even though I'm older. I've made a couple passes here and there along the way, on a motorcycle but I never really. I didn't know what I was doing. I actually learned a lot from Ryan and Draco, John's father, Ryan's father, John and Draco. Yep. And I used to, I was always pretty good on the lights. He's like, listen, kid, when you figure out the other end, you're going to do real well for yourself. And my first year in Top Sportsman was 2010. And I used to go red a lot. I was always going red, because I thought you had to go 000 or 001 or, I didn't know. So I went red a lot. I never won a round in 2010. Not one round, not one. Wow. So 2011, I said, I'm going to win a round. I'm going to win a round. And they're like, Okay. So sure enough, I started winning rounds. I won a couple here, one there, two, but I won a couple. So then I said, all right, well, 2012, I'm going to win a Wally. They're like, yeah, okay, you might want to, puff, puff, pass because it's not that easy. So I said, all right, let's try it. Sure enough, 2012, Lebanon Valley, 4th of July weekend, put the Nova in the winner's circle. Best moment I ever had drag racing in my life. Couldn't believe it. And yeah, I mean, I don't have what Ronnie Proctor had. He's got a whole harem behind him. I saw that last week.
Yeah.
But, I'm not, I got 4 Wallies. I got a bunch of trophies from World Street Nationals and Epping and night shows. And I did all right in the last 11 years. No, I'm not, I'm not saying the best by any means, but I do all right. I try to do my best every time I go to the track. I really do. If I'm not winning, I'm pissed.
So my last question for you for this evening, before your racing season starts, do you set goals for yourself for the whole season? And what do you consider a successful year?
I got to say the last probably 7-8 years, I finished in the top 5 almost every year in Division I. So that's a pretty good milestone.
That's a really good accomplishment.
I had a chance in 2014. I was number 2, and I had to go to one more race, but I had to have shoulder surgery, so I couldn't make the race. And I had a chance to do something. I had a chance to go to the Jegs because somebody broke, and I was going to go, but I didn't want to go and be by default. I want to go and earn it. I don't want to just get it and just because of. I said my goal is the best Wally is the next one. That's my motto. If I can get another one, that'd be great. I've been fortunate to get what I have because I know people that have been racing a long time that don't have any. So I don't take them for granted because they're real hard to get and they're real expensive to get. Unless you win one, then you could get a duplicate for $250, which is a joke. I should just buy it. Let somebody else win it and I can just buy it. It's easier. But yeah, I set a goal to do the best I can. I want to win. Every time I go out, I want to win. I don't care who it is. We could be buddies in the pits. We get in that water box. I look over. I want to cut their head off. I just want to do what I got to do. And if I lose, I lose. This sport it's crazy. This is the most humbling sport. You could be phenomenal today.
Yep.
Tomorrow you could suck ass. You just
hero to zero, right?
Yeah, it's really it's something stupid. I've won and I've lost, and I've lost by Epping National. I had Matt Harper in the finals. All I had to do was hit that little red button for a little. That's all I had to do, just a little. And I lost by 72 10,000ths, which was that's 8 inches, but it was about 8 inches. Scotty will understand that metaphor.
I understand.
But yeah, so I don't know. I just want to do the best I can every time I go out there. I work like a crazy man in this garage, and just do what I got to do to make sure that everything is hopefully the best it can be when I show up.
So top 5 is a successful year for you in the division.
I did once. I changed the number of my car to whatever it was. And I think it was a 13 or 14. I said, I'm never doing it again. If I can't have the one or a single digit, I'm not changing it. That's just my motto, and I was close last year. I was in the hunt and I had a couple bad runs,
That'll do it.
Now, if you're in the points, like nationally, are you going to expand your schedule out a little bit more if you can, if you need to?
Yeah, I know that they this year they changed it back so you can go to 8 divisionals and I think you can go to 5 nationals. We're getting a little shunted out in the Northeast for Top Sportsman, I believe, because they're having Top Dragster at Epping and at Maple Grove, so you got to travel a little bit. So depending on how I do at the big Gators would determine where I would go. I want to go to Norwalk. I've never been there. They're having both top and top, and I like to do that. But if I do better, I'll travel. I don't care. Listen, I'll travel. I don't care. I don't have the best setup to travel, but I'll travel.
What your favorite event that you've been to, or the one crowning achievement of an event that you want to do as a racer?
I already did it. I lost my father last year, but in 12 when we won Orlando, to see him raise that Wally, and have tears in his eyes, I'll never forget it. We had Jeffrey Barker, world champion, national champion, phenomenal racer, probably has more Wallies than most people added together. And I had him in the finals, beat him, which to this day I still break his stones and tell him that. And because the old Nova, she did her job that day. And I forgot to hit the parachute going 180 miles an hour. And I almost put it in the sand. And I said, holy cow, here we go. I got a handful of steering wheel, make sure he wasn't there. And I went around that corner about Mach 2 and almost put it on 2 wheels. And I coasted back probably about 300, 400 feet. And my father says, you crazy son of a, what? What the? Because I raced the whole race with no wheelie bars in the Top Sportsman car.
I like that.
Yeah, and when he raised that Wally in the winner's circle, that was to me was because he raced when he was a kid and never did what I did, and he always wanted me to do the best I could, and I to this day that'll be, I don't know if I could top it. I mean, winning the national championship would probably come close, but I don't think I could top that one day.
Wait till you take the Nova and you put 275s on it with no bars and still run top sportsman.
I could do that.
I know.
Listen, she's a fat, heavy hog, but she ain't fast, man. She's slow. Slow and steady wins a race. That's what I call that car. Slow and steady, or the heavy Chevy, because that's what it is.
Man, in X275, we got to weigh 3150.
Yeah, but you're making 3,000 horsepower. I got a single carburetor.
It's a single little 88 millimeter turbo.
Yeah, what's it make for power?
1,800, 19 to the wheel, 9 wheel, like 8 on the wheel.
I got 1,000 horsepower maybe with a 632 with a single carburetor and a plate from 1986. I don't even have a fogger in the car. It's a plate.
Not even a plate. He reaches over with a spray bottle.
Right? That's what exactly.
Listen, that car's so heavy. People are like, I can put metal stickers on the side because it's all metal. It's just like, it's cool looking and it's, it does the job. Unfortunately, like I said, the class is getting so much faster. It's going to get phased out eventually. So you might see me in that SST class. I don't know. We'll see what happens.
You think the Nova will get phased out eventually?
Yeah, it's just this class is ridiculous. I mean, I remember the bump at Maple Grove, I think a couple years ago. It was like a 709 or something like that. And that's pretty fast for Northeast because they say the Northeast has all the money, but they don't want to spend it on their cars. You go down to Division 3, man, these guys are flying over there. I mean, the bump was like a 679 or 678 in Division 3.
At Cecil, is it 8 mile like we run? You run 8 or is it quarter?
At Cecil, we run 8. We run 8. They won't run it because, I don't know, people complain or whatever. But even there, we don't get a full field because a lot of people don't want to run 8. They get all scared, I prefer a quarter mile anyway, because to me, I like the horsepower. I like the top end. I don't, but it's over by the time you get there. 4 seconds, it's like
right. By the time you hit the 8th at 170, you're done at the quarter anyway. I mean,
yeah. I mean, I'd rather turn it on, let it go of 1320, and go 210 or 205 or I mean, I bet like I said 231 or whatever. But
right.
I understand each facility has its own set of rules and regulations. So.
You let me know when you're coming to Super Street with that Nova. I'll bring my Sawzall and cut some stuff out of it so you can't make weight.
Listen, I'm going to be the only guy in Super Street with a nitrous bottle just to mess with your ass. Hey, I'll go 180 and just slam the brakes like some other people do in that class.
Thanks. I'll bring a friggin' life jacket for you. How's that?
I mean,
I got a connection with Jay Mazzata from up in
floaties.
Jay Mazzata, he helps me out on the 850 class down in Florida. We won. We went to the we went to the runner-up. We did a lot of good work down there, and he's real good with numbers. So between the two of us, he'll show me some numbers to put in that thing because I ran Super Street once in Billy Potter's Mustang on a test session.
Yep.
So I go up there. I said, well, how hard can this be? You let go of a button. Come on. It's going to go 1090. I can do that in my sleep. So make a long story short, he goes, oh, it's Pro Tree, blah, 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 blah. All right. He goes, so we did the weather, and I'm like, all right. 187 or whatever you got to put in I don't even know what the hell that means, but anyway, so I was all right. I said, let me go up there. I rip a Pro Tree. I go 20 on the tree, dead 7. I go, yeah, what's hard about this? It's not hard. The only thing cool about it, it's almost like it has 2 takeoffs. That's what's cool about it. I got so bored on the other end. I was making, mayonnaise and mustard. I know what you wanted for dinner.
Oh yeah, Pete makes sandwiches and waves at people.
Oh my God. He said in text messages when he's going down the track. He doesn't know what he's doing.
The funny thing is, if you have a fast car, you let go of the button, you get on the throttle stop, and then you're watching the other people go, and it's like, I'm never. Oh, look at that. Okay, here I am. This is great.
Listen, I don't care what you're racing. As long as you're racing and you have experience at it, that to me, you can't. It's priceless. But these guys that talk the talk, that don't walk the walk, I got no time for that.
Or wheel the wheel,
Super Street or whatever. I don't care.
Don't walk the wheel.
Wheel the wheel. I don't walk the walk. All right.
Yeah, I try. The wheel. Scotty Wheels rolls the wheel. Don't matter.
That's right.
He still want to run my 57 though. Well, we can do a grudge on that.
No, I want to run the Nova.
No. Listen, I got 2. It's run what you run. You run what you bring. I run what I bring.
I got to put a rocket ship on my wheelchair.
I could have said my dragster. I was being nice. I put the middle car. I put the slower one.
Right. He took the middle car. That's fair.
My old car was like a 690 car and a 275 with no bars.
I remember that car.
But I drive this one, Freddie, so it's more fun to me.
I could drive it, but I ran out of gas in like 3/4 of a mile.
Oh, me too. No. This one's not. Pete, we were talking about it today. Pete's like, yeah, your car that was a street car, now you got a new motor, new this, new that. I mean, it expands.
It doesn't end. It really, really doesn't end.
But I drive this car, meaning before I had, Gary drove the car. I drive this one. So it's a totally different car to me.
Right.
It's a lot more fun.
And as long as you're driving, you know what? It's a learning curve, and it'll come to you. It just takes time,
And to all the guys that are out there that want to race me, it only goes 550, I swear.
Yeah. Listen, I went to Scotty Wheels race last year. He's like, "Oh, you should be all right here." It was colder than a witch's, you know what, man. It was cold, and I turned on that system. Let me tell you, that track was not happy with my car. It was all over the place. I'm like, all right, let me turn off the nitrous.
Dude, there were some killers there, huh?
Oh, I drew the fastest guy, of course. I'm like, really, dude? I'm like, all right. And then I said, I was going to try to turn on 1.5 systems, and I said, it's not.
Oh, you raced Carmen? Yeah, you raced Carmen. He went like he was running like high teens, like 419 or something.
Yeah, I mean, and he's like, hey, then somebody goes, you guys are ready for money? I said, race for money. I said, bro. He said, you can look me up on the internet when I run. It's not a secret. It's not
right.
Yeah.
I don't hide that shit.
Dude, it was an amazing day. We had like 70 cars there. It was awesome.
Listen, if anybody, and not because he's a friend of mine, because I've known Scotty a while, but get out of the comfort zone. I mean, these guys have run Top Sportsman forever. They've never done a Pro Tree or Instant Green or any of these tracks. It's wild. I mean, it's pretty cool. I mean, you got to be up on the wheel. You've got to have some good equipment, and you've got to tune to what you want to go. I mean, it's pretty wild. It's really cool. I'd like to do it again, but if it interferes, I got to, I'm chasing Division I stuff, unfortunately. But if I get a chance, I'm coming back with a second system on and a bigger converter, so I might be laying down some O's.
Yes. That'd be awesome.
How about your sponsors for this year, Freddie?
Listen, if you got a checkbook, FRED PERKINS.
The third.
Or cash. CASH works too.
Yeah, either way.
Everybody knows I was with John from J&E Construction, good friend of mine. Unfortunately, he had to pull out this year because COVID kind of took a beating on his business. So, it sucks. And hopefully he gets to come to some races and hang out and help out a little bit. It's understanding because some businesses were devastated with this virus thing that went around. Some businesses flourished. So unfortunately, he was on the worst part of it. So this year he pulled out. Hopefully we can get back together. So I'm going to have my business on there. I'm going to put that on there. That's my logo that's going to be on the race cars this year. So it's unfortunately my left and right pocket that are going to be doing this. But luckily I'm in the opportunity and the position to be able to do this. It is tough with 3 cars. I'm not going to lie. It's
so expensive.
Figure out what you got and times it by 3. People are like, you're nuts. I go, no, I'm an idiot. There's a difference. But
it's your retirement.
Yeah, well, it's one of those things. Some people have 401ks. I have race cars. It's the same shit, But yeah, I'm just gonna, Chris. I'm just gonna do what I can, and I think we're gonna have a pretty good. I think I had an 18 race schedule this year. Looking at what I had, I believe,
Cool.
Which is a lot. I mean, every time you go to a racetrack, it's everybody knows 1,000, 2,000. You just peel them and throw them away.
Yep.
Which, you know what? It is what it is.
Could be spent on worse stuff.
You know what? I'm fortunate. My business, Southern New England Fire Protection, has been very, very good. I'm back on the road. I have 3 box trucks on the road, so that helps out. And it is what it is. Just keep plugging away.
Tell us about the business, Fred. What do you do?
So we have service trucks. If anybody goes on my Facebook, you can see the picture. I believe I have them on there. I don't even know, but we have service trucks. So we go to a small account for us. Like a mom and pop shop will do their fire extinguishers. We do fire systems in the kitchens over the hoods. One of my accounts, you probably know, name. It's called ESPN. We do all their fire extinguishers.
Oh yeah.
They have 1,000 fire extinguishers. We go there once a year. We take care of all their extinguishers and get them in compliance and test them, recharge them, install them. We have the service trucks to fill them right on site, test them on site. So it's pretty cool. Emergency lights, exit lighting. So we're in demand, which is kind of good. I picked 2 good fields. Everybody knows me. I retired from Department of Correction after 20 years and 23 days. I retired. So I got a pension from that, started immediately in health insurance. And I'm on the road every day doing fire extinguishers. Well, I shouldn't say every day because I'm going to Florida quite a bit. But when I'm around, I try to work a lot on the business.
Excellent.
Yeah, so it works out, and it's I started in 1998 on a whim, and it worked out for me. I made the right decisions.
Nice.
Awesome.
Your fuel will be here tomorrow night, by the way.
We'll see you at the divisional at New England. We'll see you at the divisional at Lebanon Valley, and then at the national at New England with the dragster.
Yeah, I'm gonna run. Yeah, I'm gonna run the dragster up there and try to take number 1 and go 610 with a 0. Depending on the weather. And then Lebanon, you might see the Nova. I might sneak out the Nova that weekend just to save some runs on the 57 because I plan on doing such an amount of races. You're only good for probably 80 to, depending on, it's a nitrous motor, so 80, 90 runs. You don't want to go 100 more than 100. It's a 798, so the rods are, really immensely long. So Cliff may see up there, he's already got the other bullet part, and we're going to try to get that ready to go. So if I start doing real well, we could switch it mid-season and I don't miss anything. That's the biggest thing. I mean, not that I wanted to have a lot of motors, but even Nat, everybody knows Nat's down in Swansea, Mass. He does my dragster. So we have a second dragster motor now. And, it's, what the hell? If you got one, you might as well have 2, I guess, right? What the hell is you going to do?
One is good, 2's got to be better, right?
Yeah. I mean, what the hell? 5 motors, 5 trannies. I mean, 3 cars. It's got to make sense somewhere down the road. It's got to, But yeah, so we're gonna try to do as many as we can, Chris, and run both the 57 and the Nova. 57 and the dragster at quite a few races. And if the more rounds we go, it's a double-edged sword. The more rounds you go, the better you're doing, but the more it costs you because you got to switch it out. It's crazy. Right.
Well, my question is, when it gets down to, if you say you reach the finals in both, do they run so close to each other that you know what I mean? Like,
I went to the semis. Was it last year? I was at the semis. We were just watching videos. My girlfriend puts up stuff on Facebook or Instagram. We have an Instagram account. I guess it's Fast Freddy Motorsports. I don't know. She does all that for me. So she puts videos up there, and it was pretty cool for the last one. They got a lot of hits and stuff. But yeah, I talked to Division 1 and Division 2, and they're trying to put like 1 or 2 classes between us. Usually it's just comp, but the problem with comp is there's only 8 to 12 cars. So what is it for a time lapse?
Their rounds are out before you.
Yeah, it's fast, man. And by the time you pack parachutes on 2 cars and fuel them up, and you can't download data because you don't have time. Fortunate to go decent amount of rounds, you got to be fast. It sucks. It really does. And then I wish they had like 3 or 4 categories in between so that you have that time, but sometimes you don't.
do you bring a crew with you? Is it just you and your girl? Do you ever bring guys with you or what?
Yeah, I got a couple buddies. My girlfriend, she's been spot on, helping out immensely over the last 2 years.
She's an angel. She's with you.
What's that?
She's an angel. She's with you.
Yeah, she has to be if she's with me.
100%.
I mean, I'm a good-looking guy, Scott. You got to admit.
You are, dude. You're definitely good-looking guy.
I mean, there's not even much gray for 50. That's not bad,
And Mars too.
I mean, listen, I don't have Pete's haircut.
I'm glad I still got it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's gray, but it's there. So,
I
just did this to prove that I could grow hair somewhere, so it's good.
I'd tell you a good joke, but I can't tell you on the internet. But
are you going to be at Maple Grove this year?
Of course, I'll be at Maple Grove.
I'll catch up with you then.
Listen, you come over, I'll sponsor you with a Stoli drink, and we'll tell you some good jokes.
That's a deal.
But subject of Maple Grove, Freddie, real quick, are you going to make Rob Keister's race down there?
Which one is that? The weekend before? The weekend before Maple Grove, I think there's a race.
No,
like
he's
August 27th and 8th.
I believe it's the end of August.
Yeah,
I think it's the weekend before Yellow Bolt, I believe, right?
I think so.
I got to look and see because depending on how things go, I listen, Rob's a great guy. I would love to make that race. But again, the problem is depending on where I am with runs on the motors, because I go to Yellow Bullet and I've been going there for so many years. I kind of, I'll say loyal to it, but I'm loyal to it,
Gotcha.
And if Scotty or Pete, those guys want to, donate to our stacker or a big trailer or a big thing, I'm all about it. I'll put their name anywhere they want it. I don't care. I'm a team player.
I'll tell you what, if you want to get a stacker, I'll donate my car into one of the spots in it.
Hey, you're going to tow it though.
That's all right. I'll tow it. I'm not scared. I got a CDL. I'll go wherever you want.
You don't need to, as long as you got a toilet, you don't need a CDL. My trailer is 53 feet long and I tow with a dually. People look at me like I'm an idiot going down the road. I'm longer than tractor trailers for Christ's sake. I go, but I got a toilet. We're good.
What's it got? Like a 12-foot living quarters?
No, it's all open. It's got 40 feet of floor space. It's got a little bathroom with a shitter, shower, sink, bunks on the side, and a thing up top, a bed up top. So I load that, Scotty. You got to see, I load this thing front to back. We went over to scale. I shouldn't even say this out loud. We went over to scale coming back from Florida. We were 38,000 pounds. It's got to be legal, right?
Yeah. Just like me going to get fuel tomorrow.
But listen, remember, it's got a toilet. So as long as you can pull that gray pot and that honey pot, you're good. You're legal.
Too funny.
Oh, boy.
And
all right, Freddie.
Let me show you real quick. This is
God.
A little Rembrandt of my girlfriend gave me for Christmas. So it's got the 3 cars.
Oh, cool.
That's very cool.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, she's got one with me with a fat head, but I'm not showing you that one because it's too funny.
What's probably life size.
It's pretty nice, but I had actually muscles in it, so it's not true.
Freddie, text me tomorrow because I'm gonna have guys here tomorrow night. If you want to come grab your can at my house.
Yeah, either tomorrow. What's today? Today's Monday.
Well,
Either
I'll have guys there that can help you put it in your truck.
tomorrow night.
Yes.
What time you figure?
Probably 5:30 in that area.
Yeah, text me your address and I'll probably hook up because I'm going to be on the road doing service calls tomorrow. So if I get back in time, I'll just shoot over. So
Okay.
that'll be awesome. Thank you very much for doing that.
No problem, buddy.
So I'm sponsored by Scotty Wheels. If you guys didn't know that, Scotty's paying for my fuel this
Yeah,
year.
right. Yeah.
Nice guy, right?
Yeah, we heard. We
that's
heard
gonna
it.
start. That's gonna start some shit right
Yeah,
there.
here we go.
Hey, and if you didn't notice, just so you guys see.
I see that. I see it.
I might have to hit you up for one of them this year.
Oh,
Not a problem. We might have a car. Actually, I got to give Chris one. Chris, which one's your favorite car?
57.
Let's see if I got one. If I got one, it's yours.
All right. I'll see you at New England and at the Valley and maybe down in Maple Grove. I might, now that I'm officially retired.
Good for you.
Yeah.
Join the club. It's a great club.
It is, but I work more now
You
than when you
remember my situation from last year.
Oh yeah. How you feeling? Mets.
So, yeah. 3 weeks ago today, I finally got it's over.
Listen, vodka and cranberry helps that all day.
Raspberry Stolies.
Raspberry Stoli and 7-Up is the best.
All right, Freddie. I'll take your advice.
Thanks, guys. I appreciate everything. We'll talk to you soon. Thanks for having me. And we'll see you at the races and support Fast Freddy Motorsports on Instagram if you pass the word.
Roger that.
And on Facebook as well.
We'll tag you.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, guys.
All
See you,
right,
buddy.
Freddie. Have a great night.
Fred,
Good
take
luck
care, buddy.
down in Florida.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate it.
All right. See you later, Freddie. All right. Fast Freddy Perkins.
He's awesome.
Well, he doesn't fail to disappoint, huh?
Oh, he's just a
no,
great. He's just
no.
such a great dude.
Wow.
Really.
He is.
Even if he makes fun of me like everybody else, makes me feel
All
loved.
right.
Makes me feel loved.
Hey, you got to be somebody's punching bag, right?
Everybody's okay.
There you go.
So it looks like I'll probably have some .90 stuff to report next weekend, right? Or next Monday, I should say.
Nice.
Yes.
And
Yep,
I'll have Ducks race to report on, small tire, radio versus the world stuff.
I'll have everything else. So
And
actually,
who's our guest for next week, Chris?
my notebook's out in the other room. Hold on. Yeah, my notebook's out in the other room.
If you had to guess, are we done with the top sportsman crowd?
We're down to the top sportsman.
Okay.
Oh, God, I don't remember. I have to write everything down now.
It's not Bud and Lee, is it? I think they're the week after.
Let's call the boss. How bad is this?
Yeah.
35 feet away from her, and I got to call her.
Behind every good man is a woman who
Can you bring me my notebook?
What's up with our crap?
lets us pretend that we're smart.
Well, she's already fixed you guys up with your computer stuff. So, let's see. That's for. All right. So we already talked about ATCO got the divisional rescheduled August 6th to the 8th. And this just came out an hour ago. They are currently discussing options regarding the track's National Open Series event. Bring it to New England.
I would love to see a double race somewhere. I would love to see a double race at ATCO. The only issue is probably the heat of ATCO in the beginning of August and how much it'll beat up the employees to try and pull off two races on a weekend.
Right. That whole thing is just, it's a mess.
I'll be surprised if it happens.
It's just too bad. Michael Beard's going to be joining us next week. The Loose Rocker promoter does a whole bunch of races and throughout the country, really. I mean, more so probably from the Midwest towards the East Coast, but yeah.
And that's the first official guest that I recruited.
That is the first official guest that you've recruited. we're still waiting for the guy on the bottom to get some of the X275 guys.
I'm gonna have one after this weekend.
Then on the 8th, it's going to be Lee Zane and Bud McNasby.
I got 2 in a row, huh?
Got 2 in a row. Actually, let's see.
Wow.
Actually, you got 3 because we're going to have Rod from Mid-Atlantic the week after that.
It's going to be the Pete Sankis show.
It is. I'll Pete all the time. So, and you only had to take one hit tonight, Pete.
That's all right. So we got to let Scott in on the joke.
All right, go ahead. So it was your joke.
It was my joke. So I came up with
I'm an innocent victim.
a drinking game, and I had a beer ready right here.
Yep.
Every time you either mentioned Manny Bojinga's name or something about your X275 car, everyone's got to take a drink.
Oh, I'll do that.
And we only had, you disappointed me. We only had one.
Just one.
That was the one time I went like this and Pete started laughing.
Yeah, I held my beer up. Too funny.
Yeah, so we'll have Ducks race, we'll have the divisional, and then like I said, after that we jump right into a lot more racing. So
Thank goodness.
yep,
Good stuff.
I'm ready.
The year's going to start heating up, fellas. Get your notebooks.
Yep.
So, and for anybody who's listening that was on the ADCO meeting last week, if we're not pointing fingers, but think of who you represent, the sport you represent. Okay. I love to talk trash, but even I didn't. So that's all I'm going to say.
Was it bad?
There was some, I wouldn't watch it for that reason because I kind of knew it was going to happen.
But who's talking trash? Racers versus.
Yeah, racers making the drag racing community look like a bunch of.
So how do you expect support from a track if you're going to talk shit about it?
Right. But it's not just the track itself. It's the sport in general.
Right. It was people that were making fun of the people on the board, making fun of the new people that want to buy the track. Listen, I don't like it just as much as anybody, but I don't know how to say this without making me sound like pretty, but I care a lot about the image of the sport. And I don't like it when a select few have very big mouths and they make the sport look like people on the board could read the comments and say, good, I'm glad this track is closing down because these people are idiots.
Right.
I can't take it. I can't take watching it. And that's that.
Okay.
I'm not afraid to call out certain elements of Division I management. We don't always get along, but I'm not going to be nasty about it.
Right. There's a lot of truth to catching more flies with honey than you do vinegar. So,
yeah, because we all know that most people aren't going to like what you have to say if it's calling them out on it.
Right.
So it is what it is.
That is correct.
So Fast Freddy was our guest tonight. Always fun to talk to Freddy. Absolutely one of my absolute favorite guests. Oh my God. Like I said, we did a live show from Englishtown a couple of years ago with all the top sportsman guys. And I think it was Freddie and Ronnie Proctor actually going back and forth the most. And it was absolutely hilarious. So,
yeah, it's one more thing to be excited about with going racing this year is bumping into him because it should be pretty exciting.
He's a character and a half. Yeah, if you see the 57 or the dragster, I highly recommend go over and say hi to Freddie because he'll love it, and you'll walk away either with a big old smile on your face or laughing hysterically.
Oh, I don't doubt it. I don't doubt it.
Yeah,
good stuff. How about the story about his father holding up the Wally?
Oh, that's awesome. Choked me up.
That was very cool.
If something like that happened to me in my racing career, that would just be the time to load it up in the car and go home because you're never going to duplicate that. That's just
you can't match that. So absolutely can't match something like that. But thank you to Straight Line Performance and Automotive, Scotty Wheels Racing, Eastern VP Race Fuels, the Contreras, Competitive Suspension, Shane Swigart. New board. This will be up every week now. There's space.
You got some space up there, Chris.
There, right there.
We're going to work on that.
We're going to work on that. Yep, absolutely. So like I said, Michael Beard next week, we're going to talk to a little bit on the promoting side of the universe and, you know, compare last year to this year. Hopefully things get better. Oh, it looks like the divisional race in Vegas is going to happen.
Good news.
Not locked in yet, but above average chance that it is going to happen.
Good news.
So
also, for the people that don't care about the pros, now's your time to tune out. But it is confirmed that John Force Racing is going to compete this year. They will be at Gainesville with 3 cars, Brittany, Robert, and John, and Proc. Is it Austin Proc?
Jimmy Proc?
No, Jimmy's son. I believe it's Austin.
Okay, all right.
His car will not be run. He's staying with the team, and they're trying to find sponsorship for it.
All right. So before we go, let's run down for the Gator Nationals. Top Fuel Dragster has 9 in it now. Funny Car has 9. Pro Stock 12. Pro Stock Bike 6. Pro Mod 11. Top Alcohol Dragster 11 cars. Top Alcohol Funny 6 cars. Comp has 16.
Wow.
Super Stock on a quota of 60 has 66 for 110%. I mean, excuse me, Super Stock. Stock Eliminator on a quota of 60 has 74. Super Comp quota of 60 has 61. Super Gas, a quota of 60, has 64. Top Sportsman has a quota of 36 and has 35 cars. And Top Dragster, a quota of 36, has 39. 2 Top Fuel Harleys, 22 factory cars. The total quota, 312. The actual entries, 443.
I don't know that you could go too much by the pros. I would say top alcohol and down, the numbers are probably pretty accurate. There's how many are in Top Fuel Dragster and Funny Car, Chris?
Top Fuel Dragster has 9 as well as Funny Car does.
There's no way in hell there's only going to be 9 cars in each class.
A couple people that I've been talking about it to in Facebook land and stuff seem to think that it's going to be a little bit of West Coast, East Coast, and then they'll see where they're at.
Right.
Come midway.
I'll say 12. I don't think the field
for the top 2.
I'd say 12 for Dragster and Funny Car.
Because they're on a field of 16, right?
Correct. And even 12 is going to suck. There's going to be a lot of buy runs, and it's going to be especially at the Gator Nationals, it's a shell of what that race should be. I can't imagine there being any less than 12.
Well, it'd be interesting to see. Like I said, I mean, you jump down and you go to 110% for Super Stock, 123.3 for Stock. You know, they're basically the only one.
Alive and well. I don't care what anybody says.
Okay. The only one that's shy is Top Sportsman, and that's only by 1 car.
Right. And again, that's probably going to change.
Somebody's probably thrashing right now to put a car together.
Yeah.
Or get a car finished up so they can slam it in the trailer and hit the road.
Yep. No doubt.
All right. Well, cool. We'll see. We'll have to watch it throughout the week because what is it? It's the Monday prior to the event that they close it, correct?
Again, yes.
In a normal universe, it's the Monday before.
It's the Monday before for the sportsman cars.
Okay.
You can't tell me that if they only have an 11-car field, and someone pulls up with a top fuel dragster, they're going to say, no, you can't come in. There's no way. There's no way. So, yeah,
Post 9/11.
for the Sportsman, it's the Monday before. And again, even though it's the Monday before, if the class isn't full, I don't see them turning people away, but who knows?
Right.
Who knows?
Well, we'll find out we'll find out Monday the 15th.
Yeah, the good news is we still got a good 2 weeks, 3 weeks.
Yeah, 3 weeks from today.
Right. I'd be curious to see what happens with the pro numbers between now and then, if they're going to start creeping up.
I've been watching it, so.
Good stuff.
Yep. All right. Well, again, thank you to Fast Freddy. Always a good time talking with him.
I'm getting thirsty just thinking about going racing.
There you go.
I want to go swimming.
Yeah. Whitewater rafting.
Yeah, go have Pete chase the rabbits around.
Yeah.
I would never take pictures from that side because I was always told there were snakes over there.
Oh, God. I hope not.
So,
Gentlemen, have a good night. It was fun.
Bye, guys.
absolutely. We'll see you all next Monday with Michael Beard.
See
See
ya.
you later.
Bye, guys.